This is the iPhone 12 Pro. So everyone knows about the thinner box by now, which looks real sleek, and I love this black box. But that's because they removed the power adapter, which we're going to talk about. I gotta be honest, this is probably like my favorite iPhone box ever. It looks so sleek. And this is the Graphite version, and I really like it. Obviously you got that matte back, which looks so much better than a glossy back. Super stoked about that. And then here is a USB-C to lightning cable, which we are also going to talk about. And then other than that, you have a stickers, that kind of thing. And then and then you have nothing else, no charger. So now unfortunately the removal of the sticker on the iPhone when you first get it isn't as satisfying as it used to be. Now right off the bat, if you watched my iPhone 12 unboxing, which you probably didn't because it's only on a few hundred views, so go watch it, but if you did, then you'll know I said it was one of the lightest phones I'd ever used, especially in comparison to the iPhone 11, which is one of the heaviest. But even though this has the exact same form factor as the iPhone 12, this is one of the heaviest phones I've ever used, and I think it's because of that stainless steel frame. When powering it on, I kind of noticed it was really nice holding that flat edge when I was pressing the power button. It feels really nice. On top of that, the phone feels super premium because it really feels like a solid slab of metal because of that new design. On top of having that weight on the 12 Pro, which you don't get on the 12, you really do get that premiumness. But I don't know, is weight a good thing? Is heaviness a good thing? I don't know. Now look, I know you don't want to hear it, but this is kind of boring because, it's an iPhone. Right off the bat, it's basically an 11 Pro with flat edges and a magnet on the back. So obviously it's not a big update from the 11 Pro, but is it a good phone? Well, we're gonna learn about that. On the top, you got nothing on the frame. On the left, you got the volume control and the alert slider. On the bottom, you got speakers, lightning. On the right, power, and then you got the triple camera setup at the back, and then a matte glass back, which looks so nice. Excluding the front of the phone, this is one of my favorite design phones yet. And just based off of this, what I can tell you is, as per usual from Apple, the engineering is on point. Now, impressions. A lot of the things that I have to say are also what I said about the iPhone 12, and it's because the reality is the iPhone 12 Pro is the iPhone 12 with a stainless steel frame, matte back, more weight, and a telephoto lens. Other than that, there may be a little bit more RAM, a few other changes in the camera, but it's pretty much the same experience. And there aren't many changes in comparison to the 11 Pro, but if we look at it as an individual phone, then it's got a solid display. As I mentioned before, one of the selling points in my opinion is the build quality, because it is so premium, and the design with the stainless steel edges, even though it's got fingerprints, which is one thing, which is a con, by the way, let's mention that as a con, but also with that stainless steel frame, frosted glass, and overall weight to it, it feels so premium. And of course, throwing an Apple logo on there, and that's $1,000 right there. But it does feel it, and it's worth mentioning because it really does set a standard. Now look, in terms of the power brick situation, I'm all for helping the environment and all that, that's all good, but I'm not happy with the way Apple went about this, because in the box, they included a USB-C to lightning cable, which happens to need a USB-C power brick, which happens to be the power brick that nobody has, except for the iPhone 11 owners. And Apple know if you want to use that cable, then you're going to have to go into their store and buy a $20 or $1 power brick. So what they should have done was either A, have been using USB-C to lightning cables for years with USB-C power bricks in the box for years beforehand, or heavily discount the USB-C power brick now for iPhone 12 owners. The same thing applies to MagSafe. Their 40-pound wireless charger comes with a connected cable that only connects to a USB-C power brick, which means you have to go buy one if you don't have one. So this is why I'm unhappy with the situation, and so it seems like a money grab. But anyway, talking about MagSafe. So what is it? It's a wireless charger like any wireless charger, except in the iPhone there is a circular plate of magnets which MagSafe directly connects to, so it's in one position. And in comparison to another Qi wireless charger, MagSafe charges the iPhone at 15 watts instead of 7 watts, which is what iPhone does with every other wireless charger. And it's a really small wireless charger, and it connects to the back and it stays there through magnets. Rather than like a normal wireless charger being able to lift it off, it stays on the phone like a cable. And what I find really interesting about MagSafe is, to me, shows where Apple is going in the future. Some of you may know that Apple are heading for a portless future where there's no lightning port, none of that, everything is wireless. And the problem with wireless charging beforehand was you can't charge and use the phone at the same time because, you know, the wireless charger is like a pad that just stays in its position. Whereas MagSafe, the idea of MagSafe is that it stays on your phone and you can use your phone while it's attached to MagSafe. And Apple are getting their users used to this, so that when it comes to this portless future, everyone is ready for it. So this is what MagSafe is. I really like the concept. I think it's really cool. So for you tech heads out there, here are the specifications. It's got a Super Retina OLED 6.1 inch 2.5K 60Hz display, which is the same as the iPhone 12, and it's a little bit larger than the iPhone 11 Pro. It's got Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and back, along with ceramic shields, which makes it 4 times stronger to drops, but this doesn't apply to scratches. It's got a stainless steel frame, which is quite durable to scratches and generally quite durable. It's powered by the Apple A14 Bionic chip, which is a 5nm chip, and in short, like, it's a really good chip to have on a phone. It's got a 12 megapixel main sensor, a 12 megapixel ultra-wide sensor, and a 12 megapixel telephoto sensor, which is 2 times optical zoom. It can record at 4K at 60 frames per second, and it's the only phone with Dolby Vision, which is a type of HDR, in short, making videos look better. It's got a 2,815 mAh battery, IP68 water and dust resistance, 15 watt wireless charging with MagSafe, 7 watt wireless charging on other wireless chargers, and that would be £40 for MagSafe, plus a power brick, which would be £20 if you don't have one. And then with cable charging, it's 20 watts as long as you have the £20 fast charger, and that will take you to 50% in 30 minutes, which is what Apple advertised. It's got stereo speakers, 5G, iOS 14, Face ID, which hasn't gotten any updates, and it starts at £999 for 128 gigs, or $999 for also 128 gigs. And yeah, that's kind of it. That's my outlook on the iPhone 12 Pro. A lot of my points here are two kind of things. A, that the build quality is really up there, and I really like the design. Second thing, it's basically an iPhone 12 with a telephoto lens. And yeah, but don't take my word for it now. You should wait for my review, which is why you should subscribe. So yeah, please do that. Also check out my Instagram at El-Naggar for a behind the scenes perspective, and a like and comment really help with the algorithm if you could do that. I really appreciate you guys watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Salam. There's something in it that's so beautiful. Listen, I can see the light.